When I left the radio yesterday, I was beginning to develop the 20 times the Apostle Paul uses this word mystery. In 1 Corinthians 4 and verse number 1, Paul says, "Let a man so account of us as of the ministers of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful." Now, I don't want us to lose sight of why we are here in 1 Corinthians 4 and verse number 1 and 2. I've been dealing with the matter of rightly dividing the word of truth. And I think that the matter of rightly dividing the word of truth is something that is definable. If a man is rightly dividing the word of truth, I think you can define that. You can put your finger on it. And if a man, conversely, is wrongly dividing the word of truth, I think that also can be identified. I think you can put your hand on whether or not a man is rightly or wrongly dividing the word of truth. Now, I'll say this later as we continue in this study, but I want to say it now because there may be some that don't hear the program at a later date. As far as I'm concerned, a man that rightly divides the word of truth is a man that handles the scriptures in the light of the revelation of the Apostle Paul. It is Paul that uses that phrase, rightly dividing the word of truth. It is also Paul that uses the word mystery 20 times of the 27 times the word mystery is used in the Bible. 20 of those 27 times are used by the Apostle Paul. Now, it's my purpose over the broadcast today and then the broadcast on tomorrow, the Lord willing, my grandfather will be here. Then coming up Monday, and if I don't finish Monday, we'll go right on into next Tuesday, to see the 20 times, to use the 20 scriptures where Paul uses the word mystery. Mysterion is the Greek word, transliterated, for that matter, into the English language as mystery. In Romans 11:25, this is the first time we find this word mystery. "For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in." The first time Paul uses the word mystery is in relation to the nation of Israel. Now, a man that doesn't understand Paul's position on the nation of Israel, revealed in Romans 9, 10, and 11, is going to have much misunderstanding in this age concerning the relationship of Israel to the church, and the relationship of the church to Israel, and the relationship of the age of grace to the nation of Israel. It is Paul the Apostle that lays down and gives a final word concerning the nation of Israel and God's relationship with Israel in this age, and Israel's relationship with the church in this age. Notice that Paul says, "You should not be ignorant of this mystery." That word mystery means the eyes are closed. So until this revelation, there might have been much misgiving and misunderstanding concerning the area of the mystery. That ye should not be ignorant concerning this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. The blindness of Israel is not total, but in part. And the blindness of Israel is not permanent, but temporary. The blindness will be there until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. The second time Paul uses this word mystery is found in Romans 16:25. I used this reference on the program yesterday. Paul states, "Now to him that is a power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Jesus Christ, according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting God, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith. The second area of the mystery that Paul reveals is the revelation of the preaching of Jesus Christ. Now, I think this matter of revelation, the preaching of Jesus Christ, is extremely important. We assume, because we read back into the Bible, what is not there. There's no way that Job or Adam comprehended what God had revealed to the Apostle Paul. If Paul said that this is a revelation to me, if God had revealed that to Adam, why reveal it to Paul? It would be something that is already known. The disciples were not aware of the fact that Jesus Christ would rise from the dead. The two on the road to Emmaus thought the death of Jesus Christ was a colossal tragedy, a terrible tragedy that had happened to the nation of Israel. It is Paul that reveals the gospel in 1 Corinthians chapter number 15, verses 3 and 4. It is Paul that states that Christ's death, burial, and resurrection on the cross is the payment for sin, for the sin of the human family, for time and eternity. The two on the road to Emmaus apparently were not aware of that, because they saw this as a defeat, the death of Jesus Christ as a terrible defeat. They said, we had thought that this had been he that would have delivered us from the Roman Empire. They were looking for a king in fulfillment of the Davidic covenant, a king that would deliver them from the agony of the Roman Empire. And ultimately, the nation of Israel is going to be established in a kingdom under the authority of 2 Samuel chapter number 7 and the Davidic kingdom, the Davidic promise made to David. But it is the death of Jesus Christ on the cross that is the payment for sin. It is the payment for the sin debt. This revelation of the purpose of the death of Jesus Christ on the cross is revealed through the Apostle Paul. So I say this without any hesitation. If it were not for 1 Corinthians 15, 3 and 4, I don't know that we would know absolutely, positively, beyond question, without shadow of doubt, that the death of Jesus Christ on the cross is entirely and eternally sufficient in the payment for sin. Certainly those that were around the cross did not understand the death of Jesus Christ on the cross being the establishment of the gospel of the grace of God, a message that Paul calls my gospel, revealed to the Apostle Paul. This revelation of Jesus Christ was kept secret since the world began, but is now revealed unto his holy apostles and prophets. The third time Paul uses this word mystery, mysterion, is in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse number 7. Paul states, but we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Then there is a qualification. Even the hidden wisdom. Now, when I read that statement, don't let anybody talk you into believing that the area of the mystery in the New Testament is something that is hidden and hard to understand or mysterious. I've run into a few people in the course of my life that I found to be very mysterious. In fact, I found some of them to be downright weird and strange and odd, and some of them I found to be entirely off-putting. I was put off by their antics, by their behavior. I hear false prophets all along talk about the hidden wisdom, the hidden wisdom. This is to be left in its context. The hidden wisdom is in the matter of the revelation of the Apostle Paul, the revelation of the mystery. If some church comes along and says that we have some new doctrine, some hidden wisdom, and you investigate and find that the church was established 10 years ago, or 10 months ago, or 100 years ago, and they have some new idea, some new doctrine, you mark them down, they are false cult. In fact, this matter of the Apostle Paul, when he says we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, this hidden wisdom is hidden from them, and they claim to have the hidden wisdom. The hidden wisdom here, which God ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. In the matter of the crucifixion of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, this wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which God ordained before the foundation, before the world, unto our glory. And this matter of the wisdom and this ordination is the ordination of the death of Jesus Christ on the cross. Before Adam and Eve were driven out of the Garden of Eden, God had already given a prophecy, a twofold prophecy, concerning the virgin birth of Christ and his death on the cross. That was given before Adam and Eve are driven out of the Garden of Eden. Before the foundation of the world, God had ordained that Jesus Christ died to pay the sin debt. But there are multitudes of people today, the matter of the death of Jesus Christ on the cross, his substitutionary sacrificial work on the cross, is hidden to their eyes. They're trying to work their way to heaven, trying to go to heaven by some means, by some work, by some creed, by some credential. In a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which God ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew. Now, if you take that at face value, if you'll read that and let it mean exactly what it says in a King James Bible, then I have before me a confirmation of what Paul says in Romans 16:25. Now unto him that is a power to establish you according to my gospel, and the preaching of Jesus Christ according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began. Which was kept secret since the world began. And that is confirmed when Paul says in 1 Corinthians 2:8, which none of the princes of this world knew. Which none of the princes of this world knew. Then Paul says, had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. They would not have nailed Jesus Christ to the cross. Now, my time is gone today. On tomorrow, we'll enjoy my grandfather by way of recording. And then on the Monday broadcast, I'll continue with the fourth mystery revealed in the Pauline letters in 1 Corinthians 4:1, which also is serving as my text. I hope you'll hear the Bright Spot Hour at that time.
Post Office Box 4, Greenville, South Carolina 29602. This is Mark Ferguson inviting you to hear the Bright Spot Hour again tomorrow. Same time, same station, same gospel.